What if I told you that in just 90 days, you could become unrecognizable to your current self? Not in theory, in reality. The way you move, the way you speak, the way you handle pressure could all transform. 3 months from now, the version of you who hesitates, who scrolls aimlessly, who second-guesses, could be gone. And in his place would stand someone sharper, stronger, focused, a builder, a closer, a force. That's not a fantasy. It's a decision. If you're serious about making the next 90 days the most disciplined, powerful, and transformative season of your life, you need to study this blueprint from start to finish. This isn't about hype. This is about execution, step by step, ritual by ritual, mindset by mindset. But let me be clear from the start. This is not a motivational boost. This is war. A declaration against the old you, against the habits that keep you stuck, against the excuses you recycle like facts. 90 days. One decision. Go all in, or stay average. Here's the truth. 90 days isn't magic, it's math. 3 months of radical consistency is enough to build habits that rewire your identity. Enough to stack small wins into unstoppable momentum. Enough to rise above 99% of people sleepwalking through their routines, convincing themselves that someday is a real plan. But none of this happens unless you lock in. Unless you eliminate distractions. Unless you burn the escape routes and treat this like your last chance to finally follow through. You've said you're ready before, but this time, you prove it. Understand this. A man who truly decides burns his bridges. Not metaphorically, not half-heartedly, not with a backup plan hidden in his pocket. He removes the exit. Retreat becomes impossible. And because of that, he becomes someone else, not later, but now. For the next 90 days, your life must become narrow, focused, and forged. Every day you'll stack proof that you are not who you used to be. Every day your brain will rewire itself to believe it. There's science to this. The brain operates through repetition. Patterns etch deeper with every choice. Do it once, it's nothing. Do it twice, it remembers. Do it every day for 90 days without deviation, and it becomes who you are. And once your identity shifts, you don't try anymore, you just are. It's who you are to wake up early. It's who you are to go all in. It's who you are to choose discipline over comfort. This is why 90 days matter. Not because it's long enough to try something, but because it's long enough to become someone new. Most people never experience this because they keep resetting. They go 3 days, then skip 1. A week, then fall off. Always starting over. Always chasing the spark of motivation. But motivation is a liar. Discipline, that's the truth. Discipline doesn't ask if you're tired. It doesn't care about the weather or what your friends are doing. Discipline moves. And movement creates momentum. Momentum turns hard into automatic. Effort into flow. It's the threshold where habits click, where the body adapts, where the mind sees proof, and something inside flips. And when it flips, you stop restarting. You rise. Growth doesn't happen without resistance. To move forward, you must first go through the pain, the friction, and those moments where it feels like nothing is working. That's the barrier most people never cross. But here's the truth. Resistance is not your enemy. It's the signal that you're evolving. Think about it. Muscles don't grow without tension, skills don't sharpen without repetition, and your identity doesn't shift without emotional friction. When it gets hard, when you want to quit, when the old habits start whispering, that's the edge. That's the line where most fold. But not you. Because you've made a real decision. And real decisions aren't about comfort, they're about greatness. Discomfort is the price of transformation. You won't earn the next version of yourself for free. It costs discipline, focus, and energy. But once you've paid that price, it's yours forever. That identity becomes your armor. That mindset becomes your fuel. And from that point forward, nothing looks the same. The man who locks in for 90 days doesn't walk out the same man. He's trained his brain to obey purpose, not moods. He's learned it to show up when no one's watching. He's rewritten his story from I'm trying to I am. This is the choice you face. Do you keep playing with the idea of change, or do you finally become it? Because when you burn the bridges, when you remove the exits, when you go all in, you force your system to adapt. Your environment shifts. Your habits bend to meet the new standard you've set. That's how identity is forged, not in one day, but in 90 consecutive ones. So stop waiting for the road to feel smooth. It won't. It's not supposed to. The discomfort is not a red light, it's green. It's the signal to keep pushing, to keep building. 90 days from now, if you stay locked in, you won't just feel different, you'll be different. And the world won't even recognize you. More importantly, neither will the man you used to be. There comes a moment in every transformation where you stop asking, "What should I do?" and start demanding, "What must be done?" That moment is now. The first parts of this journey built the foundation, lit the fire. But this is where we build the furnace. This is where we create a system so strong, so focused, so unbreakable, that failure becomes harder than success. And that's where the 90-day lock-in blueprint comes in. It's simple, it's brutal, and it works. It's not designed to make life easy, it's designed to make you evolve. These 90 days revolve around 4 non-negotiable pillars, actions you will take every single day. Each pillar strengthens a different part of you, and together, they forge a version of yourself that's sharper, stronger, and more dangerous than anything you've ever been. Pillar 1, mind. You cannot outperform your thoughts. For the next 90 days, you'll dedicate 1 full hour every day to feeding your mind deliberately. Not passive scrolling, not background noise. This is intentional input. Reading high-quality books, reflecting deeply, writing down your insights, goals, and affirmations. This isn't entertainment. It's software installation. Most people run on autopilot, drowning in distractions and negativity. But not you. From this day forward, your mind becomes your greatest weapon. 1 hour a day will rewire how you think, speak, and act. By day 90, you'll be running on a new operating system. One built for clarity, precision, and power. Pillar 2, body. The body fuels the mind, and the mind commands the body. Every day, you train. Minimum 30 minutes, ideally 60. Intensity matters more than perfection. Run, lift, box, stretch, climb, hike. It doesn't matter how, only that you move. Movement builds energy. Energy builds focus. And focus builds momentum. But you move. Period. This isn't about how you look. It's about energy, discipline, and resilience. Your body is your foundation. If it's weak, your focus cracks, your mind tires, and your drive slips. You don't need a gym, a trainer, or even the perfect playlist. What you need is commitment. Sweat daily. Push yourself daily. Build pain tolerance. Learn to be comfortable with discomfort. Every drop of sweat is a decision made. I don't negotiate with weakness. Over time, your body transforms into more than just strength. It becomes your anchor, your force multiplier. It won't just carry your weight. It will carry your standards. Pillar 3, mission. Every day, you build your dream 1 brick at a time. This is where most people fail. They wake up and let life happen to them. You won't. Each day, dedicate at least 90 minutes to deep, uninterrupted work. No scrolling. No distractions. No excuses. If you're a writer, you write. If you're building a business, you build. If you're learning a skill, you train. And if you don't know your mission yet, then finding it becomes your mission. Why 90 minutes? Because most people don't even give their goals that much time in a week. Do this daily and you'll stack 105 hours of mastery in just 70 days. That's the compound effect. That's the edge that separates you. Pillar 4, stillness. If your mind is never still, your potential is never clear. Each day, for 10 to 20 minutes, you sit in stillness. No phone, no noise, no stimulation. Just you, your breath, your presence. This is where stress dissolves. Where clarity forms. Where focus sharpens. It's not wasted time. It's alignment. It's recovery. It's where your nervous system resets and your vision recalibrates. Sit, breathe, let thoughts rise and pass. You're not here to control them, just to observe. At first, the resistance will be strong. Good, that means your mind is detoxing. Stick with it, and your focus will multiply. Pillar 5, no negotiation. This is where talk becomes transformation. You do what you said you would do, period. No excuses. No missed days. No lowering the standard based on mood. This is your internal contract. Sign the day you committed to the 90-day sprint. There's no exit. No maybe tomorrow. Because here's the truth. Success is rarely a talent problem. It's a negotiation problem. Most people start strong, but when it gets hard, they start making deals with themselves. I'll skip just today. I'll go easier tomorrow. I've done enough. And little by little, they weaken. Not you. Not this time. Many people weaken their own identity by teaching their subconscious that their word means nothing. But not you. You will do it anyway, when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's inconvenient. In fact, especially when it's inconvenient. That is the moment the identity shift happens. That is when the future version of you begins to trust you. No negotiation doesn't mean perfection. It means no quitting. If you miss your deep work block, you make it up that night. If you skip your workout, you go twice as hard tomorrow. But you do not let yourself become soft. Not now. Not in this phase. Remember this line. Discomfort is the price of the next version of you. And that payment must be made daily. If you live by this standard every day without compromise, your life will change. Your mind will sharpen. Your decisions will come faster. Your vision will grow clearer. Your body will transform into a vessel of strength, not just in appearance, but in the way you carry yourself, confident, capable, composed. Your mission will begin to move forward because you're no longer overthinking, you're executing. Your presence will become magnetic because you've trained silence, discipline, and focus. You'll separate yourself from the scattered masses. Discipline won't just be something you practice. It will be who you are. That is the purpose of the 90-day lock-in, not to check boxes, but to become the kind of person who no longer needs reminders or applause. You just move. You just build. You just live differently. The old version of you negotiated with fear, with comfort, with doubt. The new version has one rule: no negotiation. If you are serious about transformation, about becoming someone you've never been, you must make decisions today that you will not revisit tomorrow. These are called 90-day decisions. You don't get to re-choose every day whether you'll follow through. That's how amateurs live. The new you decides once, and then lives inside that decision. From that point on, distractions are gone. Mindless scrolling, endless stimulation, and random content that entertains but doesn't build you, it's off the table. Your environment is your battlefield. If you let low-value inputs into your space, they will infect your focus. Protect it like a vault. Gossip, gone. Drama, gone. Small talk that keeps you small? You're not available. Every conversation must either sharpen you, align you, or elevate you. Otherwise, it's stealing your time and energy. And let's be honest, alcohol doesn't belong here either. If you're serious about clarity, growth, and building true inner power, you have no space for substances that dull your edge. Drinking feels like relaxation in the moment, but in truth it's regression. It lowers your vibration, breaks your sleep, and clouds the sharpness you need. Cut it, not forever, but for now. For this sprint into the next version of you. Finally, let's talk dopamine. Most people aren't addicted to distraction itself. They're addicted to the chemistry of distraction. The quick hits. The constant notifications. The endless noise. Your brain has been hijacked by microstimulation, keeping you chasing crumbs instead of building your empire. That's why you need a reset. A full detox. The next 90 days are not about chasing dopamine. They are about retraining your brain. You will learn to find fulfillment not in cheap distractions, but in deep work, hard focus, and true progress. Physical effort creates quiet growth. At first, it will feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort is proof you're doing it right. The environment you create in this season is everything. If you attempt this transformation in a chaotic, cluttered, overstimulated space, you will fail. So clean it, clear it, make it sacred. You're not building a vibe, you're building a launchpad. Every part of your space must remind you, this is where I win. No more working from bed, no more multitasking, no more background noise. Make your environment silent, focused, and intentional. Your room, your kitchen, your phone, your laptop, everything must be part of the system. Nothing random. Nothing casual. Everything by design. And it's not just about physical space. Your mental space must become monk-like. That means boundaries. That means protecting your time from people who don't understand your path. It means deleting apps, muting group chats, and breaking the habit of checking your phone every 5 minutes. You are building a container for transformation. Nothing leaks in, nothing leaks out. Because every time you allow distraction, you send your subconscious the message, I don't really mean it. That's when discipline crumbles. But when you wake up and follow through, when it's boring, when no one is watching, you send the opposite message, this is who I am now. That's how identity is rebuilt, one act of alignment at a time. Your mind doesn't need more motivation. It needs orders. Stop letting emotions dictate your actions. Stop asking yourself how you feel before you move. If moods control your behavior, your results will always be inconsistent. This season is about commanding yourself, about reprogramming your thoughts to serve your vision, not your cravings, not your fear, not your weakness. So decide, what are your non-negotiables? What stays? What goes? Where does your energy flow? And where will it never flow again? Once you decide, you lock it in. And then you move. Because this isn't about discipline for its own sake. This is about becoming someone who finally finishes the mission. Most people fail not because they are weak, but because they are inconsistent. They start strong, fueled by emotion. They write goals, buy planners, watch videos. But when motivation fades, so does their action. That's the core problem. They rely on moods to move. And moods are unstable fuel. You cannot build an unshakable life on unstable fuel. So what's the solution? Identity anchoring. Stop acting like the person you've been, and start acting like the person you're becoming. Now, not someday. Not when confidence comes. Not when results show up. Today. You don't try to be disciplined. You are disciplined. You don't hope to be consistent. You live as if consistency is your natural state. Why? Because behavior follows identity. If you see yourself as someone who quits, you'll quit. If you see yourself as someone who follows through, you'll keep following through, even when it's hard. Act from that place every single day until your actions rewrite your self-image. This isn't faking it, it's becoming it, one decision at a time. And stop obsessing over goals. Set them once, then let them go. Goals are destinations, systems are the vehicles. Goals don't keep you consistent, systems do. You don't rise by thinking about results, you rise by mastering the process. So ask yourself, what is your system? What do you do every morning? Every evening? What does your deep work block look like? Your workout routine? Your reading time? Your daily check-in? Systems should be so simple that you don't think, don't negotiate, don't delay, you just execute. And you track them every day. Because if you don't track it, it didn't happen. Your brain will often deceive you. It will convince you that you're doing better than you are, that you haven't missed as many workouts, or that you've stayed more consistent than reality shows. It rewrites the story to protect your ego. But numbers never lie. Data doesn't care how you feel. If it's tracked, it happened. If it's not, it didn't. That's why you need a system. Build a habit tracker, print a calendar, or stick notes on your wall. Make progress visible. Why? Because the human brain loves momentum. It thrives on seeing progress. That tiny check mark, that filled-in box, it's dopamine tied to discipline, not distraction. And every time you mark it, you're building confidence, clarity, and consistency. Soon, that growing chain of wins becomes something you won't want to break. You'll hesitate before skipping a workout or leaving deep work unfinished, because you'll see the cost of breaking your streak. That awareness is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Along with tracking, you need rituals. Wake up at the same time, follow a morning routine, and end your night the same way. Ritual creates rhythm, rhythm builds momentum, and momentum makes effort feel natural. This is automation, a lifestyle where habits run you, not the other way around. Protect the first hour of your morning and the last hour of your night. No randomness. No negotiation. Your morning should prime your mind with reading, movement, silence, and intention. Your evening should calm you down with reflection, planning, and preparation for tomorrow. Bookend your day with discipline, and the middle will take care of itself. And when things get difficult, and they will, return to your identity anchor. Ask yourself, what would the person I'm becoming do right now? Would he skip the habit? Would he scroll instead of focus? Would he give in to fatigue? Or would he rise, even tired, even busy, and do the work anyway? That single question can reshape your life, because every time you choose the disciplined answer, you step further into your new identity. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about rhythm and resilience. It's about removing decision fatigue so action becomes automatic. You don't ask yourself if you'll work, you work. You don't debate whether you'll train, you train. Because that's who you are now. With systems, tracking, and identity anchoring, motivation is no longer the fuel that drives you. You become the fuel yourself. But be ready, on this 90-day path, you'll face 3 walls. Not because you're weak, but because transformation always demands resistance. No one enters a new life without battling the ghosts of their old one. The real test isn't whether it gets hard. It's whether you keep going anyway. The first wall arrives quickly, around day 7 to day 10. Resistance shows up. The honeymoon is over, the excitement is gone, and the dopamine from starting something new fades. Now, it's just you, the work, and your old self trying to pull you back. The voices will whisper, "It's too much. Take a break. You've earned a day off." But that's not truth. It's your past identity begging for comfort. This first wall matters because it exposes who you've been. It reveals the habits, coping mechanisms, and unconscious patterns that have kept you stuck. You don't break through it by force. You break through it quietly, relentlessly, one disciplined action at a time. Every rep, every page, every work block chips away at the old self. Then comes the second wall, around day 30. This one is subtle. You're no longer struggling, but you're bored. The routine feels repetitive. The grind feels numb. There's no applause, no visible breakthrough yet, just the work. And this is where most people quit, not from pain, but from doubt. Is this working? Is it worth it? Maybe I should try something new. But understand this, the true enemy at day 30 isn't failure. It's distraction. Most people fail not because they can't, but because they abandon what's finally working. They tweak, they change, they chase excitement, when the real breakthrough lies in the discipline of sticking with the plan. Greatness doesn't show up in the hype. It shows up in the boredom. In the quiet grind. In the discipline of showing up when no one is watching, when nothing seems to be changing, when all you have is the system, the schedule, and the silence. That's when you must keep swinging. Because under the surface, everything is shifting. Your brain rewiring, your focus sharpening, your emotions stabilizing. You're becoming a different person, not in hype but in habit. Then comes day 60, the rebirth. You wake up different. Sharper. Calmer. You speak less. You act more. Your habits don't feel like effort anymore. They feel like you. The work no longer drags you. It carries you. Resistance has turned into rhythm. You start noticing it in your body, in your mind, in your energy. You're not driven by motivation. You're grounded in discipline. You're no longer chasing goals. You're living your standards. That's the moment you realize, I'm not the same person anymore. But the real shift comes at day 90. This is where evidence replaces belief. Your life looks different. Your decisions feel different. Your environment has changed. You carry a new energy, one that others notice without you saying a word. You didn't post about it. You didn't need applause. And you didn't wait to feel ready. You just showed up, again and again, through resistance, through boredom, through silence. And in the process, you built something unshakable. A new identity forged through repetition, anchored in discipline. This isn't a 3-week hype sprint. This is real transformation. The kind that sticks, the kind that rewrites who you are at the core. Most people will never make it this far. Not because they can't, but because they never decided. They flirted with change while you committed to it. And when that voice shows up, the one that tells you to quit, that it's too much, that one missed day won't matter, you'll know what it is. Not reason. Not truth. It's resistance in disguise, begging you to step back into comfort. But comfort never built the version of you that you're chasing. The man you're capable of becoming isn't born in ease. He's born the moment you refuse to quit. That's the line in the sand. It's called definiteness of purpose. A decision so clear and unshakable that quitting is no longer an option. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop asking if you feel like it. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You show up, because purpose doesn't care how you feel. This is how warriors are made. Not in perfect environments, but in the fire of resistance. When everything in you screams to quit, and you stay anyway. So when that moment comes, when your mind tries to negotiate, anchor yourself. Breathe. Speak your reset phrase. I said 90, not 9. 9 days of effort won't change your life. 90 days of relentless, locked-in execution will. That's the contract you made with yourself, and that's the contract you're going to keep. This journey isn't a contract with the world or with your followers. It's a contract with yourself. And that contract is non-negotiable. Pain is temporary. Discomfort is simply a signal that you're evolving. Resistance is proof that you're stepping into something new, something your old self cannot survive. Don't run from the pain. Use it. Let it sharpen you, strip away the excuses, and harden your discipline. Every time you keep going when you wanted to quit, you gain something money can't buy, self-respect. That self-respect is the foundation of all confidence. So when the urge to quit rises, stop. Breathe. Reset. Recommit. Say it again. I said 90, not 9. Then get back to work. If you stay in the process long enough, something shifts. The effort feels different. The habits no longer feel forced. The resistance weakens. The voice that once whispered, "This is too hard," is replaced with a stronger truth. "This is who I am now." That isn't motivation, it's identity. And identity is everything. What you repeat becomes what you believe. What you believe shapes how you think, how you move, and what you tolerate when no one's watching. You're no longer just checking boxes or dragging yourself through routines. You're proving something deeper with every rep, every ritual, every quiet act of discipline. You're saying, "I'm the kind of person who does this every single day," without being told. At this stage, you're not chasing goals anymore. You're becoming the person who creates them, executes them, and surpasses them. Because that's simply who you are now. You're not waiting to level up. You are leveling up, one rep at a time. This is what's called auto-suggestion. Feeding your mind the identity you choose until it takes root and becomes your reality. That's why this isn't just a video, or a process you glance at once. It's something you study, repeat, and internalize until your subconscious doesn't just believe it, it lives it. Because the man who rewires his mind rewires his life. The more you repeat the right words, the more your thoughts shift. Once your thoughts shift, your habits follow. Then your actions. Then your outcomes. Eventually, your entire identity transforms, not from hype, but from daily consistency. Say it now, I am the builder. I don't wait for conditions, I create them. I'm not hoping for a breakthrough, I'm building it. Loop that in your mind until it becomes louder than the doubt, stronger than the resistance, more real than the old version of you ever was. Because when the 90 days are complete, you don't go back, you emerge unrecognizable. The world won't need you to explain, they'll see it. They'll feel it. The results will speak louder than any post, any speech, or any attempt to prove yourself ever could. So disappear for 90 days. Let them wonder where you went. Let them assume you gave up, that you lost the fire. Don't explain. Don't defend. Just build. Because what you're building doesn't need their attention. It needs your obsession. Full commitment. Locked in. Every day. Every rep. Every brick. And when you return, you'll do it with undeniable proof. Not with empty words, but with results that radiate through your energy, your presence, your very being. They'll know instantly that the old version of you no longer exists. Because when you truly commit, when you stop negotiating, stop chasing, and start becoming, you come back different. Sharper. Quieter. More powerful. Not because you pretended, not because you faked it, but because you earned it. And when you earn it, you don't explain yourself. You let the results speak. You let your silence echo louder than their noise. Because here's the truth, you don't need to be noticed, you need to become undeniable. So if something inside you just woke up, if there's a fire in your chest right now, don't let it fade in 10 minutes. Don't let it die when the screen goes dark. Commit. Lock in. Mark the day. Build the system. Eliminate the distractions. And give yourself the chance to meet the version of you that's been waiting on the other side of this war. If this message resonated with you, subscribe, because this is only the beginning of something deeper, higher, and real. And when you're ready for the next level, don't just watch transformation, live it. Now go. Lock in. Go dark. And come back different.